All right. Hello, everybody. I am sorry about that initial delay for the market open because OBS, my streaming software, was being absolutely annoying. Really bad. I'm sorry about that. Should have that fixed by tomorrow. I don't know why it was being like that, but we're back and we're using StreamYard. And the market open must happen because it's the market open, baby. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. So we're gonna get into a second. I'll give a couple people a chance to get in. I missed the bell, which sucks, but it's okay. It happens. Like, we can't do anything about it. Some things you can't do in life. You got to deal with the consequences of not being able to do those things in life. All right. Quarantine Quartet. Good morning, Jason. Hell yeah. Good morning. Let me open up Webull. And again, we're using StreamYard today because the other software is being annoying. Let's pull it up. We have a green market, it looks like. A pretty greenish market. There we go. All right. There we are. There we are right now on Webull. Let's see how it looks. So SPY 373 up 2%, which is not too bad at all. Yeah, it's a little, I'm looking at my own screen. It's a little bit unique doing this. See, this thing is like buzzing back and forth and stuff. I hate when technology doesn't work the way you want it to work. It's so annoying. All right, well, Bitcoin is above 21,000. I think that's kind of the big news today. It went to a low of about 17,000 the other day. CJ, what's up? See you in the chat. And Bitcoin is now at 21,000. It's recovered. Robinhood up 6%, Spotify up 3%, S&P up 3%, QQQ up close to 280, which is where it kind of topped out at last week, up 2%. Let's go to Palantir, and we're going to talk about Palantir in a little bit in a second. Palantir is now at 860, 5%. Palantir is at 860, 5%. So it went up 5% today, and it's at 860. So it's a green market today. It's interesting. Palantir got a new price target by Bank of America. So Bank of America raised their price target to $13, and the logic was that more companies are going to need more data and data analytics and stuff, right? So that's why they increased it. Now that everyone's here, yes, you did miss the bell because unfortunately I missed the bell because I had a tech issue. So for everybody who's here, here's the bell. I'm giving you a warning right now. The market is 3 minutes past open. So wake your ass up. Okay, there we go. That was one of the worst market opens in history, but nonetheless, there it is. All right, so that's that. What are some other stuff that are going on in the market? Let's look at Zoom. Zoom's at 111, up 2%. So it's interesting why the market is up 2%. I guess this is kind of ARK made it back to 40. Look at this. Look at this ARK on ARK. Goodness gracious. Why is Zoom back up there? You and your strange cowbell fetish. It's not a fetish. It just has to happen. Love your content, man. Your channel is where I first heard of Palantir. Thomas Kettlehut. Thank you, Thomas Kettlehut. That's a great last name, Kettlehut. Interesting. Love it. All right. So first of all, I hope you guys are doing well. I know it's been a while since we've seen each other. Second of all, there is an interesting thing to analyze why the market is green. Now, I think there's one obvious reason why the market is green. Last week was really bad for the market, and when there's a really bad week, it's hard to have a second really bad week. Now, it's easier to have a second bad week when you have a couple of days that are bad, right? So let's look at the S&P. Last week, this is what we saw. Let's go to 3 months. Let's go to 6 months, actually. It's easier. So 6 months, we have it at 417 May 31st. Okay, that's about a month ago. Not even a month ago. That's about 21 days ago. Not even a month ago. And since 417, which was this little top from when we had 380 May 20th, and then we got to 417. Oh, sorry, 417 on June 2nd. So literally 18 days ago, we had 417. About, you could say 40 days ago or 35 days ago, we had 380. We got to 417. We stay there for a little bit. This is when people think, all right, the market's going back to normal. Remember, the high for the S&P was only 480. So to be at 417 is not that bad. And that's when we have a nice little crash here down to the 380s. This was 1 week, and then this was the second week, 362, right? That was pretty bad. We were $2 away from the 350s. So at that point, when we're looking at that, it's just harder for the market to be like, yeah, we're just going to keep going lower, right? Without any days of capitulation going back up to the front. Now, what I see this day as is potentially more of just another dead cat bounce because I don't really see what the catalyst is for the market to go up. I mean, Bitcoin at 21,000, it's so volatile, right? If you bought Bitcoin at the bottom at 17, if you timed it correctly, you would be up $4,000. The question is that the bottom, and are you going to be able to time it? Tesla's at 684. Tesla, we saw get to a low of like 630 the other day, or like the last Thursday before we send off, or Friday. So, I mean, the real question here is, does the market feel that the pain has occurred enough? Now, there's a couple of issues with this. I don't think this is possible, primarily because of interest rates. Interest rates are going to have to keep going higher. The Fed has said 75 bips is going to be kind of what they do on average, which means if that's the case, yes, the market is baking that in, but that plus quantitative tightening means there's just money leaving the market, along with this sort of inevitable housing crash. Now, not 2008 type of level of housing crash. Me and Chris Patel, we did a full hour-long video yesterday kind of talking and discussing about it. He's very knowledgeable. He's not like a real estate agent or anything, but he knows his stuff about real estate. And he's trying to buy a house, right? So he's really analyzing what's going on in the market, especially in the southeast area of the United States, where houses tend to be cheaper. Those are houses that are $400,000 that are at $800,000 right now, because the lack of supply is just diminishing, especially because of the iBuying programs by banks. Where they buy up houses and just flip them off the interest rates that they're getting for cheap. So like there is likely a lot more pain to come in a lot of these contexts. The question is ultimately what's going to happen for the market writ large, as the market feels that things are either getting better or worse. More good news in green for Black Sky. Let's go to Black Sky right now. Let's see how that's doing. Black Sky Technologies 280. Wow, up 40%. Up 40%. Let's go to Google. Let's see Black Sky. Let me stop sharing. Wait, I don't see any crazy news about it. Oh, here it is. Black Sky awarded 5-year joint artificial intelligence. Wow. Okay, so here, let me stop sharing and let me share this. This is incredible. Wow, this is one of the SPACs I didn't know was going to be. I mean, I like them. I did a video about them a while ago. I called them the Google Earth on steroids. I remember I was one of the first people to actually make a video about these guys. So here we go. Black Sky awarded 5-year joint artificial intelligence center contract for AI data readiness. Black Sky. So this is a Palantir SPAC. For those who don't know, it's up 42% in market open. Was awarded a basic order contract for the joint artificial intelligence center to create and optimize data sets for use in DoD AI models and applications. $241 million over 5 years. Not bad. Not bad at all. With demonstrated AI expertise in space-based dynamic monitoring, this agreement will open even more doors for Black Sky to contribute its unique value to the diverse national security challenges faced by the wider DoD community. Okay, pretty. I mean, this is why Palantir bet on these guys. Not bad. If you have Black Sky stock, congratulations. That is not bad at all. Don't get tricked by this meaningless bounce. Well, David, I would tend to agree with you. I would tend to agree with what David is saying right here. And again, that's not me trying to be like a bear. That's not my personality. I tend to be more bullish, more optimistic on society and the world, because I think you kind of have to be optimistic, you know. But yeah, it's hard for me to feel like this is anything meaningful, given I just don't know why it would be important. Let's go back to Webull and see what's going on. Has anyone bought the dip over the past week? That is my next question. Has anyone bought the dip over the next week? And if so, what stocks have you bought the dip on? Twitter at 38. Twitter's been stuck at 38. I mean, people kind of think the deal is going to happen, not going to happen. It's going to probably take a year to see if this deal happens. It's likely not happening at 54.20 unless the market gets back to normal. I mean, if Tesla stock starts going back up to the thousands, I don't think Elon Musk has a problem paying 54.20. The problem is, will he want to? Now, Coinbase got their asses saved because they're up 8% because Bitcoin is back above 21. If Bitcoin was at 17, Coinbase would not have a lovely morning. And in general, if Bitcoin was above 17, the market, I think, would be a bit rough, you know, because it's hard for Bitcoin to be at 17 with the rest of the sector doing well. So, I mean, it's kind of this correlation between growth stocks and crypto. I'm like, if growth stocks do well, if the NASDAQ does well, Bitcoin's gonna perform in a decent way. And they're going to be kind of correlated with each other. Google up 4%, up to 2,200 as well. Erwin says he bought the dip. Erwin, you also put some money in some other stuff. Shout out to Erwin, who's in the chat right now. Erwin, you got to get on the channel one day as well. We gotta talk to you. We gotta see your thoughts on Palantir in the market and all that stuff. Thomas bought Nvidia, Microsoft, and Friday. I was gonna say Nvidia, but I know how much I clown for saying Nvidia, so I said Nvidia. But yes, that's true. Erwin says DCA Palantir currently at around 4,500 shares. Google, Snow, Tesla, Microsoft. Wow, what a portfolio! Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Palantir at 4,500 shares. That's a lot of shares, man. Wow, look at this. DCA Palantir, 4,500 shares. Google, Snow, Tesla, Microsoft. My feeling is the dead cat has a higher rubber content. Interesting. I don't even know what that means, but interesting. Pooh Shiesty, 23K shares of Palantir. Pooh Shiesty, that's an interesting name, bro. Is that like what type of, is that just a regular funny? There's a rapper called Pooh Bear, I think. That's an interesting name. Amid stop pumping the stock. I need more cheapies. What can I do, man? I'm just such a great pumper. I pump 2 billion shares up all the time, right? That's my job. Neo. Oh, wow. Neo's above 20. I see Neo for 17, 18 for the longest. Neo's at 22. Goodness, not bad, not bad. Okay, I want to pull up this article as well that said the Fed is easing quantitative tightening. Quantitative tightening. I saw it the other day, and I'm not sure if it's actually true. It says that the argument was that it's not going to be that bad. That was the argument, and I'm like, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, here we go. Wait, no, this was 4 weeks ago. There was something else. Let me see if I can find it. But that the Dow is up 400 points, so things are good. Now here's one thing that's new. Kellogg stock shares jump on plans to separate into 3 companies. So Kellogg, let's look at Kellogg stock right now. They were up in the pre-market. Oh, their ticker symbol is K. Wow, how long have these guys been around? Probably for a while, right? Wow, look at this, 1980. They got up to 77 in the 90s, back down, still here, and then the highest they got to was around 2016. They got back up. Oh wow, so they're at pretty much all-time highs. Kellogg stock, I think they have a decent dividend yield. I'm going to check out in a second, but they are splitting up to 3 different companies. That sent the stock higher. I just got the notification on my phone. Palantir is up 6.8% today. Pooh Shiesty is a rapper, my favorite artist. That's what I thought. Okay, that makes sense. I'm at 4,000 Palantir shares. Carlos, nice. Palantir's at 6.8%, 880, so 879. So, wow, my portfolio's up looking nice today, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It looks nice to see all those green. I don't believe any of it, but it looks nice. But maybe we're at the bottom, man. Maybe it is the bottom. Maybe it's actually maybe it's time to start going nimbling a little bit. I think I'd have to see more. Kellogg video streaming cartoons on a Saturday morning. I love it. Yeah, so that's interesting. Kellogg, I know them as the guys who make all the chips. So let me share my screen here to this article. Let's do this here. Share screen. It's not as fast as it was on OBS, so I'll fix that next time. Kellogg announced Tuesday that it plans to separate into 3 independent public companies, sectioning off its iconic brands into distinct snacking, cereal, and plant-based businesses. Shares of the company rose 6.5%. These businesses will have significant standalone potential, and enhanced force will enable them to better direct the resources into distinct strategic priorities. Combined, Kellogg's plant-based division in North America still business accounted for 20%. Wow. 20% of the business off Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The business will house brands like Pringles, Cheez-It, Pop-Tarts, and last year reported $11 billion in revenue. About 10% of those sales came from growing noodle business in Africa. In Africa, they're eating a bunch more noodles, while another 10% comes from Eggo waffles. I'm not going to lie. I have a lot of Eggo waffles downstairs that I haven't eaten. I know you guys do as well. Don't act like you guys don't as well. Even if we were not at the bottom, it is a good time to buy. Well, yeah, if you're DCAing, that is true. That is true. Kellogg's plant-based division will use Morningstar Farms as its anchor brand. What cereals does Kellogg own? What cereals does Kellogg own? So Kellogg has Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Corn Pops, Smart Start, Crave, Rice Krispies, Frosted Mini Wheats. They got everything, bro. They got a lot. They got Apple Jacks. I don't need Apple Jacks anymore. I don't know if anyone needs Apple Jacks. They got All Brand. They have some decent cereals. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Let's see what else we got. What do you mean? The stock markets are only down 20%. All inflationary pressure. Our supply side Fed is doing the best job it can. Yeah, look, the thing about the Fed is they're not going to be able to come save the economy this time. I do agree. I'm not a guy who hates the Fed. I think they did what they had to do in the pandemic. maybe they pumped too much money, but like legitimately it was a crisis. People thought it was a Spanish flu. Like they have to do what they had to do. And then I think, inflation happened, and it's just this thing that they have to deal with now. And I think they're trying to do the best that they can at the end of the day. The question is just how bad are interest rates going to have to be in order to combat inflation. So yeah, I do think they're doing the best job they can, but they can't save us now if the market does get even worse. And historically in 2008, this is what I was talking about with Chris yesterday. They've saved us. Even in 2018, they saved us. They did more quantitative easing. They lowered interest rates. So, when you do that stuff, it's harder for them to get better. I saw another comment here. What do you think of that video that heavily criticized Chicken Genius? Okay, so for those who don't know, me and Tom Nash started a new podcast called Can You Learn to Speak, My Guy? Yes, it's a stupid name, but it's a fun name. I'll put it in the chat right now. We are live streaming today at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, so you can calculate that time for whatever it is for you. And we're going to be talking about this Chicken Genius stuff. We're going to be talking about it. My thoughts, I guess you'll hear it on the pod. I'll put it in the chat right now. Look, I don't want to get involved in the beef, man. Like it's I don't know. All I know is I went on Chicken Genius's video yesterday because he did like a response video to Sasha, and my goodness, people love this guy. Like when I mean love, it looked like I was looking at the girls for a Justin Bieber video or something. Like just love this guy. And that's the beauty of social media is you can develop a personality with millions of random strangers, and they can have a real intimate connection with you, and they can feel, like they can feel something towards you. And I hope that positivity helps them feel okay enough to stay on YouTube, because I do know that he is kind of more sensitive to some of the negative stuff. But yeah, I mean, people do like this guy a lot. Just woke up. Why is the market green? Why does this feel wrong? I don't know, man. I think I think people want the market to just be green today. So the market's green today. I mean, my analysis here is just like it's ridiculous because it doesn't make a lot of sense, but the market also is probably just so tired at the end of the day. I mean, I think the market is tired. I think they're like, yo, 360 on the S&P is rough. Like they're also, the unique thing about this is there usually has to be momentum when it's going down, and there's momentum going up. So if you start the week nice, or futures are green and stuff like that, yes, it can turn ugly. We've seen that for the past 6 months. But if it goes decently well, I've been looking at the market enough to be like, it'll sustain itself a little bit. Now, tomorrow it could all go to crap, right? There could be a news article, anything could destroy it. But it's hard after we've had so much negative momentum for it to just keep going when people want a reversal. And that reversal might sustain itself for another 2 weeks, and then the whole sentiment might change again. But literally no one knows, which is why it's hard to time the market. And that's kind of just how it is. There was another Palantir hit piece in The Guardian today. Really, in The Guardian today? Can someone send the link to that? Because I reacted to the one and I deconstructed it a while ago. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Let's look at it. Let's do it live. Here we go. Thank you for this comment. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. I can probably make a video about this today. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Where is it? Chrome tab. Palantir, Trump backer data firm that wants a big NHS deal. Oh my gosh, bro. Who's writing these articles? Dan Milmo. Who's Dan Milmo? Goodness gracious. What is this thing, bro? So already, right, they said Trump backer. So they're gonna be like, yeah, he backs Trump. It's politically neutral. It's like, we know what they're trying to get at here. Company co-founded by Silicon Valley's Peter Thiel has been criticized for U.S. defense and immigration contracts. Okay, so let's read this. For a company tipped to provide the NHS new overarching data platform, it is appropriate that Palantir Technologies is named after an all-seeing orb. Palantir, which draws its names from a crystal, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yes, federated data platform. That's correct. According to a document sent to political bidders for the 5-year contract, it will provide access to real-time data to enable decision-making to better coordinate care. That is true. US-based Palantir co-founder is Peter Thiel. Blah, 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 blah. I don't see anything negative yet. Okay, let's hear this. But the prospect of it setting up an overarching data platform for the NHS England has alarmed Foxglove, a UK legal camp that focuses on accountability. Foxglove's concerns and those of similar organizations center on two aspects: the safety of patient data and the nature of the company will set up the data framework. A firm like that has no place being the operating system for the NHS, period. Who adds that the company makes no secret of its desire to keep profiting from war and surveillance. So that's where I think people are confused. So Foxglove, whoever this organization is, I think they're just fundamentally confused on what Palantir does. And that's the problem. And yeah, I mean, like if that's the editorial element, which is that I think it's so interesting, man. People, they just don't research, they just don't learn, they just don't, understand some of this stuff. It's like when it, if you really don't know what they do, if you don't know how important data is to decision making, if you don't know how vital the COVID vaccine distribution was, that was monitored by an operating system like Palantir, and how they can do that for a lot of other places, then you're not going to get it, right? So when they say profiting off war and surveillance, yes, they profit off war and surveillance. That doesn't mean they want war and surveillance. First of all, they profit off war because when a war happens, they help things. Second of all, they don't do surveillance. Surveillance is like, if you think protecting people's data by providing an analytical framework and making sure how to make sense of that data while making sure their civil liberties aren't violated is surveillance, then yes, that's surveillance. But the way they think of surveillance is like the NSA coming for your phone or something. Like that's not Palantir. Again, that's just such the misnomer that exists on Palantir that it's the sad part of covering this company. We've got deeper concerns about the federated data platform, says Kreider. How much confidential patient data is going to be swept in? Who's going to have access and on what terms? It's clearly not being built just for your GP. It will serve a host of government officials. We've sent a legal letter seeking answers and received almost no detail in return. Well, this is the problem, right? If you're going to nationalize it healthcare and you're going to make it all owned by the government, then so here's the thing: you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't be like, we want a socialist government system where the government owns everything, and then you can't be like, oh, but now the government has access to all this data. It's like, yes, you didn't want private companies to have access to this data. You wanted some reason for the government to have. So now the government's got it. Well, guess what? The government doesn't know how to make sense of that stuff. Like they kind of suck at managing data. So as a result of the government sucking to manage data, they've got to build a private company to come in to actually operationalize all the workflows of that data. Well, Palantir is the one that actually does it without violating your civil liberties. That's the ironic part here that these guys don't get. Palantir is already doing many of the things which are going to be done by the platform. To move away from something that is already deeply embedded into the NHS legal system would be a significant shift. That's why Palantir is likely to get it. He adds that it is crazy to amalgamate such a wide variety of NHS functions into a single monolithic system. Actually, it's quite genius. That's these people aren't in the tech space or the business space. That's why they don't get it. It's like, why would you have 17 different data platforms when you're managing millions of people's backlogs of surgeries and healthcare meetings with doctors? Like, no, you want to do it through one thing that makes sense. The single platform, the idea of one thing to rule them all is odd. You cannot just slap in all the data and expect the entire ecosystem of architecture to align and integrate. Actually, you can. It's called ontology, my guy. You can. That's the whole reason why Palantir is valuable. It's like you actually can do that, and it works. Like, ask a lot of companies that use them. It works. That's the sad part. It's like they lack the knowledge of understanding of this. And yeah, the rest of it just goes into how Thiel, the libertarian. Our company was founded in Silicon Valley to share fewer and fewer of the technology sector's value. Karp wrote, our software is used to target terrorists, blah, 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 blah. The head of Palantir's London office, Lewis Mosley, grandson of Oswald Mosley, nephew of the late president of Formula One's, blah, 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 blah. Palantir was actually started to guard against government overreach into personal privacy. Much of the software we built is to prove those kind of perfections. This right here, what Lewis is talking about, who's the head of the London office, this right here is what's not publicized enough about Palantir. That's the problem. That is the problem. Chris, I'll see you in the chat. Amit, go to the link I sent and go to the bottom of the page. All right, Chris, I'll open that up in a second. Is this really a company we want to have at the heart of our NHS? Yo, this is actually a real concern, bro. If these lobbying groups really get big on the NHS, they're not going to give Palantir this contract. Palantir's vying for it because they know they're the best guys to do it, but they're not going to give them the contract if these lobbying groups are real, real sway. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see, man. It'll be very interesting to see how that happens. Okay, Chris, where did you send the link? Go to the link I sent and go. I don't think you sent it on Twitter, Chris. So can you send it on Twitter? I don't see. Foxglove, but you did say Foxglove is George Soros's backed shill. So let's Google Foxglove real quick. Let's see who these guys are. Foxglove. I typed in Foxgloves. Foxglove is a plant. Interesting. Foxglove UK George Soros. Let's see what we get. I don't get anything yet, but it is Foxglove in the UK is say red. Okay, Chris sent the link. Let me open that up. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Chris, I'm gonna go to the bottom. Oh, it's in the chat. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I didn't see it. I don't know why I did not see it. Here we go. Foxglove. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, open democracy. This is George Soros's like thing that he made. You said go to the bottom. There it is. Editorial partnerships. Ah, here we go. Makes sense. So Foxglove is an editorial partnership with Open Democracy. I don't want to get super conspiratorial here. I'm just going to say that Open Democracy is George Soros's like media, or it's their organization that handles all the stuff about what he wants to get out into the world. And these editorial partnerships are essentially media outlets that can spin news and advocacy in a way that's more conducive to the goals of the overall open democracy organization. And it's a UK registered company. Okay. Open Democracy is kind of like a media company as well, right? And they have a very, I would say, progressive bias, I would say, something like that. So that's, well, that makes sense why Foxglove is doing this. And George Soros says, he hate Palantir. So so at that point as well, that's also gonna happen. You can call it propaganda, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but yeah, I mean, George Soros sold out of Palantir, so he obviously has an agenda against them. He probably, I mean, when you have a big guy who doesn't like a company and he has a big media presence and he has billions of dollars to fund media, he can spread any types of messages he wants to spread. And if he goes through the Guardian and the Guardian has some pretty decent reach, especially in the UK. I believe it originated in the UK. I might be wrong about that, but I think it did. And they're talking about why this deal is horrible for people who live in the UK. Well, people in the UK who read this are going to feel that Palantir is this data spy for. I mean, think about it. Can the UK government really give Palantir a 5-year contract if they feel that all their citizens are going to feel that their data is unsafe? Either the UK government's going to be like, hey, here's how we communicate this to let you know it's safe, or they're going to have to give it to like Microsoft or Oracle or someone that people don't have a negative sentiment against, which sucks for Palantir. And I guess we're going to have to see how that happens. So hopefully that doesn't affect it. This isn't an attack on Palantir. Soros is going after Thiel because of his Trumpism. That's a good point. That is a very good point. People do not like that Thiel supported Trump, and neither does Soros as well. That's true as well. Oh God, not the Guardian. Yes, it is a UK paper and one of the worst. Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I've seen the Guardian for a while, and I'm like, they're not always that accurate. Amit, did you buy a few shares of Tesla at the bottom? Today may be the day to sell and have a nice deal on Elon. I did not. I still don't like the valuation of Tesla. I'm sorry. I still don't. And it's not just me. Gally from Hyperchange? You guys know him? The guy who got into Tesla in 2010. I was listening to him over the weekend. He said Tesla was massively overvalued at $1,000 at $1 trillion valuation. Like massively. He's like, there's no reason we should be doing like 12 billion in shares and be valued at $1 trillion. So if you guys don't like my opinion on it, I mean, he's the biggest Tesla bull probably on the planet and thinks that it was way overvalued. So, I mean, maybe it's a better valuation now, but my thesis on the market and the S&P potentially going to 3,400, that's not changed. And a green day is not going to make me feel that's changed. So it's hard for me to feel that things are okay yet. We'll see though. We'll see. I just think the valuation is a little frothy. That's all. I'm waiting under 500 or close under 600. That's when I'm like, all right, I think that I can pull the trigger at that point. We'd love to hear you debate Tesla with Tom. I mean, there's not really a debate. We already know Tom's thoughts on Tesla. He thinks of Tesla as a 3 to 5 year time horizon, and he thinks that Elon and the sort of overall growth sector of the technology that is in Tesla is going to be light years beyond anything. He thinks every other car manufacturer like Lucid, blah blah blah, they all suck. So yeah, I mean, look, I already know his thoughts. I don't want to debate that because I don't think any of it's wrong. Right. So when I argue about not buying Tesla right now, it's not about the fact that they can't be this amazing company. It's just that I think the valuation is a little too high. Now, he will say the valuation's not high because he's like, you could buy it at $1,000 and it'll still 3x in the next 5-6 years, which is fine. Maybe that could happen. I just still feel like at $1 trillion to 3x to 3 trillion with all the issues that are going on, it's a little bit more difficult than I would assume. especially given how much it ran up during COVID. So I think the debate would be around valuation, not about Tesla and the tech. Most people that debate Tesla are like actually debating that the robo taxis aren't real or they can't do full self-driving. I don't believe any of that. I think is the most idiotic thing to assume they don't have the best AI in the world and they don't have the best data and they don't have the best electric cars. Like that is a given fact. My question is just valuation right now. Hey, just found your channel. Thank you for the live stream. I hold some Palantir and Black Sky. Still very down. Your thoughts on biggest challenges and competitors for Palantir. So first of all, always takes profit. Oh, sorry. We have this dating. We have this stupid dating. Can one of the users or the mods get rid of this dating thing? Okay, good. Someone just did it. Awesome. First of all, always take profits. Can you tell me how you found my channel? I'm always interested in how people found it. Did it just pop up on YouTube? What video did you find? I'm really, really interested to see what got you into subscribing to the channel, hopefully. Second of all, my thoughts on my thoughts and my challenges on Palantir, the biggest competitors. Well, first of all, forget the competitors. There's always going to be competitors. Snowflake, Datadog, Microsoft. They can always offer different variations of the problem. The biggest challenge for Palantir is their ability to execute. It is their ability to sell. It is the brand awareness that the company currently has right now, which sucks as per some of the articles that I just talked about a couple minutes ago, and how they're viewed as this secrety, this data firm that's trying to harness your data and spy on it. It couldn't be further from the truth. It is incorrect. It is objectively incorrect. And as a result of it being objectively incorrect, the question then becomes, how do they fight against that brand narrative? And the only way for them to fight against that brand narrative is for them to sell, is for them to get bigger and bigger and bigger, is for them to get bigger clients, is for them to get co-signed. So Google, for example, like if Palantir was this horrible company that's trying to spy on your data, as the Guardian is pointing out today, why is Google working with them, right? Why Google doesn't even want to work with the U.S. government because they don't want to be seen as like a company that's doing, some of the bad stuff that the U.S. government is bidding for, and they pulled out of governmental contracts. Why are they working with Palantir? Why are they offering a real marketing collaboration with Palantir integrated with Google Cloud? Well, because the tech works, the data works. It really does. It is effective. So I think brand awareness and the negative brand sentiment against Palantir outside of the people in this chat who like Palantir is bad in the masses. And then their ability to actually execute and sell is hard as well. I mean, it's just hard for them to sell. I found your channel by searching Black Sky Technology on YouTube. Very cool. That's so cool about YouTube, right? Black Sky is up 42%. You search Black Sky, I pop up. You discover who I am. It's the beauty of a search engine, huh? Beauty of a search engine. So yeah, Amit trying to low-key call me out. Shout out to Bacon Bombs. He's part of my Discord. No, I'm not trying to call you out, Bacon Bombs. I mean, we could disagree about Tesla. I just think I agree with you on the valuation, but I do think that their tech is really good. So I think that's one thing to think about. I had already seen one of your videos, but started following you when you had Jeremy on. That's how I found you. Got you. Thank you, Bruno. I appreciate that. I'm always interested in how the process of discovery happens because I'm building a startup as well that's in the content creator space. So I'm always very interested in how people actually find people's content. The YouTube algorithm is incredible. Yes, it is. And it's, people like to criticize YouTube as this big tech centralized platform that's harnessing all this data. But I'm like, to be honest, you kind of need that if you're going to get average people like me discovered by 230 people on a Tuesday morning. It's not easy for that to happen. I mean, there is no other time in history where 230 people would come hear me talk about stocks. And but YouTube and technology made that happen. So that's kind of how it is. I found it for searching Palantir content every day. Makes sense. Palantir initiated with a buy of Bank of America on a dominant position AI software market. Yeah, let me actually pull that up, actually. I talked about this article in the morning, but I didn't go too deep into it. So Palantir, let's search that up right now. I want to pull up that article by Bank of America. Here we go. So let's share my screen. Found you via Tom Nash. Awesome. Daddy Tom. All right. CNBC Pro. Let's see if someone else talked about it. Freaking Pro. Goodness. There we go. We got something without Pro. Palantir's a buy as demand for AI platform grows, Bank of America says. What type of nonsense? They just linked to the article? Bro, I hate the... Yeah, this is so annoying. How do you just link to the article? Like, that's... No, I want to see what the actual article is. Let's see if someone says it. Or are they just they're gonna... This doesn't make any sense. So these like websites, they just put up the headline This is so weird. All right, well, we don't have access to the article because I don't have CNBC Pro. I should probably buy it, so I'll buy it soon. I'll get the stupid Pro subscription. I found you when Jeremy reviewed a video of you and your friends discussing Palantir. Awesome. Thank you, Alex Diaz. Really appreciate that. So, yeah, so what does this mean? I think, look, in general, even if I didn't read the report, they have a dominant position in the AI software market. The Bank of America probably sees them at $13, which is a little bit over 50, about 35%, 40% upside from here. Most likely because, look, we know, and we're going to see more reports like that in the future, especially as the bear market starts to end, hopefully the next 10, 15 months. We're going to see a lot more reports of people saying that, in the AI software analytics market, who has a dominant position, who can actually change the world, who can actually offer analytics at scale. And, Palantir is one of the companies that can do that. So, I mean, it's obvious why they did that. Now it's just a question of see if they could, if they can expand from there. I got in when Jeremy showed a short clip of you talking about Palantir. Jeremy actually bought Palantir, by the way. I'll probably do a reaction video to that. I heard he bought Palantir. So welcome, Jeremy, financial education to the Palantir family. He made a video a week ago saying I bought $30,000 of stocks, and I think he made that video on Friday or Saturday. So there's that. Tesla up 8% on Elon tweet. I will keep supporting Dogecoin. Let me pull up Webull for a second. Tesla is up, but also Dogecoin is up because what's his name? Elon Musk said he will keep supporting and buying the Doge. So let's go to Tesla. Tesla 705. It's up 8%. So it cracked 700s. Palantir very close to the 900 to the not the 900s. Could you imagine? I would have $1.8 million. Palantir was at $900 right now. That would be kind of crazy. Okay, that's Palantir. That's where's Doge? Doge is up 12%. 6 cents. Pro the Doge, I want to make a video on him. He made a video the other day, right? So if you guys don't know this guy, he's called the Dogecoin millionaire. He took 180,000. Oh, sorry, my camera turned off. Let me fix that. He took 180,000, okay? And he turned it into 3 million. Okay, he turned it into 3 million. 180,000 turned into 3 million. He put his life savings into Dogecoin, turned it into 3 million. Now, when he did this, you guys probably, if you don't know him, Google the Dogecoin millionaire. He'll pop up or do it on YouTube. Okay. So he took 180 grand, put it into Dogecoin when it was like 0.00005 cents. Dogecoin ran up to 70 cents and he made $3 million off Dogecoin. Now, he didn't sell. He never sold. And the reason he never sold, and he did a video about this that I wanted to react to over the weekend, was that he feels genuinely that there was a purpose and mission towards him doing what he did. And what is that purpose and mission? Well, that purpose and mission is rooted in the fact that he had an identity. Like people saw him as someone. For someone who was never known to the world, he was now known as a person who had this like brand and this movement attached to them. And the video I wanted to make was kind of comparing this to Walter White in Breaking Bad. I don't know if you guys saw Breaking Bad, but Walter White ultimately did what he did in terms of starting a drug empire, even though he was like a regular chemistry teacher in high school, because he wanted to have purpose and he never felt like he had purpose in life. And I think the idea of money in the context of purpose is so interesting because you make $3 million and you're just like, I don't want to sell because if I sell, then I'm not the Dogecoin guy anymore. Then people are, they're always looking at me as the guy who just got randomly lucky and cashed out on Dogecoin versus this guy that started a movement around cryptocurrencies. Now, do I think he should have sold a little bit at least? Yes. He could have still kept the movement and all that stuff, right? He could have done all that stuff. But like, it's so interesting what lengths people are willing to go to have purpose and meaning and sustain their life when you don't have purpose and meaning. Because if you don't have purpose and meaning in life, it really sucks. It really, really sucks. And so it's very interesting. Dogecoin is up now a little bit. I hope Dogecoin goes back to 70 cents just so we can get those 3 million again. I think that's going to be very hard to go to 70 cents. It might never happen. But it's just so unique how someone is not willing to take the money because the purpose, the fact that he woke up every morning and he felt like he had a mission to advance this cause of Dogecoin and crypto, whether you think that's right or wrong is whatever, but he felt it mattered. And because he felt it mattered, he didn't sell. And that's just so interesting, right? I found you through a dream. There was a bright orb in the night sky whispering your name in an angelic voice. Amit will lead you to Palantir Nirvana. And now I'm here. That is the best way for anyone to find me. I'm happy you found me. People are saying he's a clown. Look, you could say he's a clown, but if you've ever been deeply involved in something, you got to sympathize a little bit with the fact that it's hard to have a meaning to your life. Most people don't have a meaning to their life. And this guy found his meaning in Dogecoin, even if it's a silly niche like Dogecoin. And he wasn't willing to sell because of that. The Dogecoin millionaire is the same as the guy who bought Jack Dorsey's first tweet. People don't understand taking profit as part of the game. I agree, Roy. I mean, taking profit, like let's say you got $1 million off the table, you still got $2 million in Doge at the height of it. That's still not bad, right? The problem is when you're obsessed with this vision and you've inculcated yourself in this vision to make your life revolve around that. It's hard at that point to do anything else. If that is how he truly feels, then you give him credit for following his passion. I agree. Yes. And I want to do a reaction video to him because that is kind of truly how he feels. So that's how it is. First 90 minutes of the day is overreaction on most days. Yes, I agree. He had a mission to pump worthless coins. At least Palantir's underlying business and positive cash flows, so you can attach value. I agree. Look, I don't agree with the thing he attached himself to, which was Dogecoin, because I don't think there's any value there. Like, I don't think, like, and if you want to broadly define it as cryptocurrencies and economic freedom, I guess you can make that argument if you're in the crypto bull camp and you attach him to that. But even then, that's not really his mission, right? Like, it was purely focused on Doge. So I agree. The thing he focused to choose on was pretty stupid. I'm not going to lie. I am just philosophically, psychologically trying to analyze why he was attracted to it. And it wasn't really a grift for money because he had 3 million, but like, I don't think the sponsors and brand deals that he did as the Dogecoin millionaire, growing his channel to 100,000 subscribers, was more than 3 million. I don't think so, because it's really hard to make $3 million versus just press one button on Robinhood and boom, you got 3 million. So it really was because he was passionate about this purpose and cause, even if we think the passion was kind of not the strongest or didn't make that much sense. The algo recommended your channel and I said, why not? Algo is important. Algo is important. I would like to know what video the algo recommended you. That'd be interesting. There's some videos that still get like 30, 50 views every day that I did like 6 months ago. And that's just so interesting. I got to show you guys this tweet, actually. Let me show you. This is the last thing I'll show you. I'll show you this tweet. It kind of shows the power of YouTube that I think all of you will agree with. So let me show you this right here. I guess you got to look at the positive side of things. Thank you for your hard work. I appreciate you. Thank you, man, for that. Yeah, I mean, to me, I just like looking at why people do the things they do when it comes to purpose. So here we go. What I love about YouTube is that each video is a lifelong asset. You can think of a YouTube channel as a portfolio of assets, and each asset comes with its own passive income. Example, I uploaded this video 7 months ago, and I still consistently make $11 a day from this video alone. So this is a girl on Twitter sharing her revenues from YouTube that she uploaded 7 months ago, and every day she makes $11 from this one video. I think this was a video about NFTs, and the video went like ultra viral, like 600,000-700,000 views, and 600,000-700,000 views on YouTube is like a really big deal. You can make a lot of money off that. So that's how I think about YouTube as well, is that it's like this digital real estate where you can build these little houses and people can move into the houses, which means watch the video in perpetuity forever, as long as the algorithm recommends you and as long as you show up in search results. And I think it's a very interesting thing as a platform. And I think there are other platforms, hopefully, that can replicate what YouTube has done for video for other mediums. I might be making one of those, to be honest. So I'm very excited to see how other platforms emerge to build some of this stuff. Your first videos I saw was of you interviewing people in a bunch of different professions that like Palantir. Yeah, I think that's what got people initially attracted to the channel, because I think I came into the Palantir niche when not a lot of content was being created around what they actually do. But there's just a lot of hype out there. Like real deep dives, like with Sean, who's a former IBM employee. I talked to an investment banker who really broke down a DCF. Like, I think I talked to a lot of people. Sachin brought him into it. He's in the oil and gas sector. He understands it really well. Dom from Dominate. So there's just so many people I think I tried to really get on. And as a result of that, I think it built more awareness around the company. Amit, what was the anti-crypto protest about over the weekend? Was that legit or a lark? I don't know. There was this like weird anti-NFT protest. I think it was fake. I don't know. There's a bunch of people saying they were protesting NFTs on in New York. They were saying like God hates NFTs or something. It was pretty stupid. I don't know. First saw Amit with Tom and Mr. Nope. Okay, Felicia. All right. We're not gonna go there. I'm not even gonna talk about that. I know what you're talking about. Not gonna talk about that. I'll let them talk about it. I'm not saying anything. Anyway, I think it's time to go. Last thing I'll say is last plug I'll give myself. First of all, thank you all 217 of you for being here in the Market Open. We'll be back to OBS using it tomorrow. The stream kind of crashed today. I had to use StreamYard. Two things. Number one, podcast with Tom Nash streaming today, 2:30. 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Me and Tom, let me read you the topics me and Tom want to cover. He sent it to me. So let me tell you what we're going to cover. It's on the Can You Learn to Speak My Guy channel. Google that and it should come up, or follow me on Twitter. And I think you'll see it when it's posted. But anyway, so we're going to be talking about Chicken Genius and Sasha. We're going to be talking about that. Okay. We're going to be talking about the advice to guys wanting to get out of the friend zone. Can it be done? That's going to be a fun topic. Tom Brady versus Steph Curry. Who's the biggest GOAT? Should your wife tell you what to do? That's going to be an interesting conversation. Best matchups of a creator boxing event, and much more. So I think this is one of those podcasts where we don't want to talk about stocks. It's just pure everything. It should be fun. So we'll see what it is. Amit gained me as a fan when he ripped into a startup guy for not having heart and quitting his startup. Love that passion. So Everclear Boy, shout out to you. You saw that video on Twitter. This is what I'm going to end it with. I am launching a public crowdfund for my startup. It will be launching mid-July. There are some big names on YouTube that are investing in the startup. You guys, I don't want to reveal them yet, but you guys probably know them. If anyone is interested in investing, but in reserving your spot to invest, the minimum is $100. So literally you could invest $100. The average investment we have right now is 5 to 10K. Email amit@dailypalantir.com. The startup has nothing to do with Palantir. It's a technology company in the consumer creator space. And we have some pretty big names who are investing. We've raised about 250 grand so far. And that public crowdfund will launch around mid-July. And we'll see if we can raise it up to about 500, which is what we're trying to do. I know it's hard raising money in this economy. This economy is rough. Trust me, I've had people who've committed 10, 15K. The money dries up. I've had conversations. I know it's rough right now. It is very, very tough raising money. But I think, the way I think of it is if 200 people gave $1,000, and 1,000 is a relatively small investment to most people. Even though I understand $1,000 is a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not the most amount of money. Then boom, you raise $200,000. The question is, can you find 200 people that actually give a shit enough about you, right? And that's going to be the goal of the crowdfund. So we are going to see what happens. But if anyone is interested, please let me know. Email amit@dailypalantir.com, and I can give you all the information. I can give you the pitch deck, the info before we launch the public crowdfund. Big Ray, I'd wax any creator in boxing. Interesting. I don't think you could beat me in boxing, bro. I'd be a pretty decent boxer. I think I could be a pretty decent boxer. No, I can't. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. You can feature your other channels in your own channel, add the podcast channel there. That's a good point. I will do that. So where it says channels on my channel, podcast, I will do that today. Thank you. Let me go to the channel right now. Let's see how many subs it has before we end it out. Last time I checked, we were at like 6 something. Let's go there. Share screen. YouTube. Okay, so this is the homepage. We go to this video. Oh, wait, no, it's not here. Wait, let me see if it pops up. Can you learn to speak my guy? Let's see if it pops up. It's got to pop up, right? Oh, it popped up. 685. Okay. Look, no one else has a stupid channel name like this. That's why it popped up. Can you learn to speak my guy? 685 subs. So you guys can check it out. We'll be streaming there live today, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we'll talk from there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciated everyone being here on the live stream. I will see you guys 2:30 Eastern on that podcast if you want to check it out. If not, you'll be able to see the recording. And I'll see you tomorrow. Another Wednesday market open live stream. I'll try to fix the software so we don't have to use StreamYard. We can use OBS, which is like more high quality stuff. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Got a lot of stuff to do today. It's June 21st. We're getting closer to July. I have so many things to do today. It's not even funny, so I'm about to go get to work. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.